What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the 10 must-have vehicles in GTA Online in 2025. There are over 800 vehicles in GTA Online, and among those, there's a lot of good ones, but in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the 10 best vehicles that you must own. I'm going to be going over the features of the vehicles, and more importantly, why you should own them. Starting out at number 10, just to get it out of the way, we have the Kosaka. Many of you probably expect to see the Kosaka on every list possible, and it is very fair. The Kosaka is $2,200,000 and gives you the ability to do the KO Preco heist, which in terms is still technically one of the best ways to make money at an hourly rate in GTA Online, despite all the nerfs that it has gotten over the past couple of years. While it really only is good for like maybe an hour, as the cooldown is a crazy long time, it is still a very good heist to do and a very good way to make money, and it is very easy to make the money back off the Kosaka by using the Kosaka and doing the KO Preco heist. You can also add things like guided missile and the Sparrow helicopter, which is a great helicopter to own. Another very good thing about the Kosaka is when you go underwater, you are actually under the radar, so it also is technically a stealth vehicle, and you can also fast travel from it, so it's two good factors from a vehicle. The Kosaka is a very cool thing added. I mean, it's a submarine, which is crazy, and it is a drivable submarine, one that you can actually drive. So the Kosaka is very cool. It's multi-purpose, vehicle, and it also lets you do a heist from it. At number 9, I put the Scramjet, and the reason I chose the Scramjet over things like the Deluxo or the Vigilante is I feel like it's just a more well-rounded vehicle. Well, the Vigilante is great, and I know a lot of people love the Vigilante because of the fact that you can use it in contract missions and also heists, and no, it has the best booster out of all boost. I still think the Scramjet is better than it. And before you start being like, oh, the Vigilante is 10 times better, just hear me out, alright? The Scramjet has very good speed with the boost. It can hop and boost, which means you can create short-range flights that way, and if you learn to control it, it can become very useful for PvP. You can free aim targets on ground, and the homing missiles have very good tracking accuracy, so 99% of the time the missile will hit. Also, a lot of the cars that have missile and MG compatibility don't allow drive-by weapons to be used, for example, the Deluxo, but the Scramjet allows it all. And also, not to mention that the Scramjet already comes included with the missiles and MG installed, unlike a lot of other ones where which you pay to get them on. The Vigilante, you have to own a, specialized workshop to put those missiles on. So you're paying $3,750,000 for the Vigilante, but then you still have to put the missiles on. The Scramjet, you pay $4 million, you get the boost, the hop, the missiles, the MG, you get it all just there. The Deluxo, you also have to buy the missiles on, and you can't use your drive-by weapons, which sucks. I had a tough choice, between the Vigilante and Scramjet, but I just think the Scramjet is kind of more useful in many situations, and I feel like it is just more overall compared to Vigilante, although the Vigilante does have that big advantage of being able to use it in contract missions, but if you just take that away, the Scramjet is way better. At number 8, I'm going to be putting the DH7 Armu, which is obviously the predecessor to the infamous Cargo Bob that came out years ago. The DH7 Armu is a great, helicopter to own. It's just convenient. It'll help you make more money as it saves your time on cell missions, whether you're using it for, vehicle cargo, bunker, air freight cargo, or even the ammunition dune lander. It's going to help you out in any ways. You can upgrade the engine, the handling, and you can add chaff or flares, and I think it takes like 6 homing missiles, which is it's at least some armor. At least you can have some armor. It has a longer chain, so you can carry things further down, and you don't have to go as low to the ground, and it can pretty much carry a Rhino tank at full speed, which is very, very impressive. At number 7, I'm putting the Oelot Virtue with a Monitech. The reason I'm putting the Oelot Virtue is because, first off, if you didn't know, it is a crazy fast car. It is electric, which means you get that instant acceleration. It has good top speed, pretty good handling, and it's just a good car to drive. And add the Monitech on, give that extra protection, that missile lock-on jammer, and it just brings the value of this car up even more. Not to mention, you can get this car for free. And that is the main reason I chose it over something like the Buffalo EVX HSW, as that is a great car. It's really quick. It's not the best looking, which steers me away, in my opinion. It's a good car. It's very fast and everything, but it's a pricey car. You can get the Oelot Virtue for free by doing the last dose missions, and you're getting this over $2 million, I think $2.3 million car for free, which is crazy. So, I mean, I think that just automatically makes it, the better Imani Tech vehicle. And that is the reason I ultimately chose the Oelot Virtue over the Buffalo EVX, is you can get it for free. It is a crazy good performance car, and you don't have to spend the crazy money for the HSW to get the performance. Next up at 6, I'm putting the Toddor. The Toddor is $4,250,000, and despite it getting that little price increase from I think it was $3,660,000 or something, despite the price increase, it is still worth every penny. The Toddor is great. It has very aggressive tracking missiles. It also takes 2 RPGs or 6 homing missiles. It has very high damaging machine guns, and the best capability of this is it can go in the water. So not only is it a land vehicle, it is also a submarine pretty much. So it's the Scramjet, but better, because it also has a short boost that is available, and while underwater it does get sonar like the submarine, so you can find the hidden caches underwater. The Oppressor Mark II griefers also can be combated using the Toddor, which is very good, as there used to not be that good of a way to combat Oppressor Mark II griefers, but using this Toddor you can do exactly that. Next up, I'm going to put the Terabyte. The Terabyte comes in at an initial price of $1,375,000, but can reach up to $5 million with all the additional upgrades. You have to own a nightclub or garment factory to purchase one, so there is that kind of, paywall, but it's not that bad, as both can make you some decent money, especially the nightclub. The Terabyte with the Agents of Sabotage DLC got some very good new upgrades. They added a collectible scanner, which lets you find collectibles around the map, which is an extra 1.3 mil, which I don't recommend getting. They added silent running, so when you're standing still, you go off the radar. They added a missile lock-on jammer, which if you didn't know already, the Terabyte is like the most armored vehicle in the game, and it takes like 34 missiles, takes the most rockets out of any vehicle. Now it's got a missile lock-on jammer, which is crazy, and the master control terminal, which goes for $500,000. But the thing with that is, if you already own the original master control terminal that was in the arcade, it is $500,000. But if you don't own that one already, I think it's 1.7 or 1.2. It's 1.2 to get it in the Terabyte. If you don't own the other one in the arcade, it's 1.7 in the arcade. So it is at a discount, and it's also great because the Terabyte is mobile. It can move, so you can be all the way in Paleto Bay and buy something for, if you have, a weed farm in the city, you can buy it if you're out in Paleto Bay. It's just a very convenient thing, and it's very good for grinding purposes. Not only is it very armored, so you'll feel safe in it, you can also add things like drone and rockets to it. And it's a space to upgrade your Oppressor Mark II if you own one. So the Terabyte is a well-rounded vehicle. It gives you great features. While it is expensive, don't get me wrong, it gives you great features like the master control terminal and the missile lock-on jammer, has great armor, and it's a mobile vehicle. I don't know what else you could ask for in a vehicle. It is a perfect vehicle for grinding out in GTA Online, which is why I recommend every player owns one, especially with the master control terminal. Next up, at number 4, I have the Oppressor Mark II. And I know people hate this vehicle, just because, people grind with it. But truth be told, it's honestly one of the best. I think it's the best grinding vehicle. It's not the best one to own, but it is the best grinding, as it's just convenient. You can call it in through your mechanic, through the Terabyte, if you're storing it in the Terabyte, through the MC Club, as it is technically a motorcycle. It has the good, missiles. It is $6 million, but if you bought it before the price jack in April of 2023, it was way less. I think it was like $2 million, which was crazy cheap. But the drawback to every vehicle is you can only customize it in the Terabyte. So there is, that little barrier for adding the missiles. And I think the missiles did get a little nerf to them, so they're not as good, but they're still very good. One thing about the Oppressor Mark II, though, is if you're using a thruster, which I'm pretty sure this is still true, the thruster can actually outrun Oppressor Mark II missiles, which it's kind of like the best combat. That and the Toddor are like the best two to combat the Oppressor Mark II. But as much as I don't like the Oppressor Mark II, it is a very good vehicle, which is why it deserves a spot on this list. Next up, I have the Bravado Banshee GTS for $1,989,500 with an additional 1.9 mil in HSW, and that HSW makes it the fastest HSW. It has a straight line speed without HSW of 140 miles per hour and a straight line speed of 170 with HSW, which is actually crazy. So it makes it the fastest land vehicle. It has pretty good acceleration, very good handling, and pretty decent downs force. So not only is it going to be a good car for getting around the map, it's also going to be pretty good in races. But I really recommend just buying one even if you can't afford the HSW yet, as it's still going to be a very good performing car to just have. Next up, I'm putting the Aula. I think the Aula is the best helicopter in the game, and I think a lot of people will kind of agree with that. Well, yes, the FH-1 Hunter is in run also for, the best helicopter. I think the Aula is just more well-rounded. The Aula is a pretty hefty price at $3,375,000 or $4,500,000. So it is a pretty expensive helicopter, but it's 100% worth it. It's a quick, agile helicopter that is super fun to fly. As the pilot, you can add on barrage or homing missiles in your workshop, in your hangar, but it does come equipped with dual machine guns on it, which is nice. The passenger also gets access to a single machine gun on the bottom, or you can add another one to make a dual front-mounted machine gun. The two passengers, as it can seat 4 people, will get night vision just as a little funsy, and you can also add bombs to this thing. On top of that, it also has stealth capabilities, which is actually crazy. So on top of everything else, you can also go off the radar in this, so you can haul around you and 3 of your friends in this thing and be off the radar, which is crazy. While it is expensive, it is 100% worth it. And if you haven't tried an Aula, I would definitely recommend trying one if a friend of yours has one, or just go and buy one. I mean, take my word and buy one, as you will not be disappointed in this. The Hunter is also a great helicopter, but you feel the heaviness of it. You feel the heaviness while you're trying to turn, and it isn't as quick, and it doesn't, it does have the barrage and homing together, but the best aspect of it is, the front machine gun that you can put to be an explosive one, which you need somebody with you at all times to do that. The Aula, you don't need another person to maximize its capability, which I think makes it better. And as you probably could have guessed, at number 1 is the F-160 Virtue. While it is a pretty hefty price with a trade price of $5,141,000 or a buy now price of $8,855,000, it is 100% worth the money. It comes stock with explosive cannons, non-homing and homing missiles, and VTOL mode, along with stealth capability. So this thing is packing a lot. It is the fastest accelerating jet. It is the fastest jet in the game. While the explosive cannon isn't as good as, the Hydras or lasers, and never will be as good as, the previous Hydra or laser cannons, it is still very good at taking out NPCs or anybody else. The stealth capabilities help, sneak up on people, lose that 5-star wanted level to a 2-star, or, just get around the map safely, because that speed paired with the stealth mode, you're golden. The homing missiles, while it does, only let you shoot 2 at once, they still work as normal homing. And the VTOL mode lets this thing act like a, helicopter. So this is it's just perfect. The Virtue is a great jet. It's super fun to fly, super agile, super quick. It's packing the firepower, and it's everything you could ask for in a jet, really. It is really expensive, like I said, but I think it is 100% worth it, and it's something that I definitely recommend owning in GTA Online, as I think it's going to have that title as the best vehicle in the game for a very long time running. So that is it for this video. That is my top 10 must-own vehicles in this game. Taking back the Scramjet, maybe. I don't think the Scramjet really deserves to be in there, but I just included it as I think it is a very good vehicle. But leave your comments down below. Let me know your opinion on, my list, if there's any things that you would change with it. If you liked this video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. No hard feelings. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.